Fucking Thomas has a fucking badass. He's about to go visit Denver, Colorado, where my mom pushed me out of her back in the 1960s. Kevin Hart's ambitious vegan fast food chain suddenly closes all locations overnight. Well, that's the first fucking news headline I popped open. That's right up here. Weird. It's almost like people don't want vegan hamburgers or something. Go pluck a mushroom out of the forest, but don't tell me that a mushroom is a hamburger. Ugh. Hope everyone's good. Happy Wednesday. Happy hump day, they say. That's because it's the day people hump. Monday, they're tired. Tuesday, they're bored. And Wednesday, they're like, hump me. It's hump day. It's funny. I remember emailing someone like 5 years ago. Her name's Lindsay. And I was like, happy hump day. And she wrote me back and she said, I'm really offended by that. And I wrote back, I said, did I say your mom was ugly or something? She goes, no, you said hump day. I'm like, is that a, she's like, I just don't think it's professional to talk about sexual intercourse in emails. I was like, oh, shoot, let me unattach this masturbation video I attached. And I just wanted to come in here like right at the peak of a manic episode and let you guys see what happened. So here I am. We're going to talk about some stuff. We're going to talk some other stuff too. I have to go talk about the debate. So here I am. Donald Trump is so bait. It's like, he's like, I'm going to drain the swamp. I'm going to drain the swamp. I'm going to drain the swamp. I fuck my own daughter. I hire whores for wives. I'm so masculine and manly. Huh? I don't know. I'm morbidly obese and I fuck my own daughter. I don't know how to handle a woman. Oh. I mean, the last time Donald Trump got spanked that hard, he had to pay $130,000 in illegal hush money payments. You know, Republicans like Scott Jennings, the scared little girl who blocked me on Twitter in 2012 because he's so manly and macho and masculine. You know, like Kayleigh McEnroe, the botched plastic surgery victim. Yeah, she hates me too. These are people that are national now. They're national Republicans, but I'm so political that I know them before you guys. Boris Epstein, Matt Schlapp, the gay basher who grabbing men by the dick. Because again, every accusation by a Republican is a confession. If you want to fuck someone, just fuck them. What's the problem? Look, Republicans are passing laws in red states to marry their own children so that fucking children is no longer a crime. Scott, we're Republicans. We're the family values party. We're law and order. I love cops. Blue lives matter. That's why I'm going to go and launch a terrorist attack on our own Capitol and beat the cops with my Blue Lives Matter flag. That's patriotism, everyone. Hi. I love you. I'm going to kill you. That's the Republican Party. I guess I'm done with the debate now. I mean, that's pretty much all there is to say. He was screaming about the Haitians eating dogs. I'm glad he brought that up because I brought that up last week. I watch all the right-wing crap so you don't have to. Breitbart and Fox News and Hannity and Tucker and oh my. And this stuff goes around, and they were saying that, you know, people are so. I'm an empath, right? I'm trying to put myself in the shoes of a Republican. I get it. I hate brown people so much that I have to say they eat people's dogs. The thing about eating dogs that's so funny to me is that RFK Jr., we also touched on this last episode, that RFK Jr. eats roadkill. He ate his own dog. There's photographs on it. He chainsawed a whale's head off and put it in the backseat of his car, and the juices were squirting on his children. And they were like, Daddy, this dead whale juice. He's like, put this plastic. Sorry, I don't want to misrepresent RFK Jr. Put the plastic bag over your head, Sally. I'm a good parent. I endorse Trump. And suddenly the man who eats pets and roadkill, suddenly Donald Trump is like, they eat dogs. Hi, I'm Kamala Harris. I'm a prosecutor. In 2020, when I ran for president for the Democratic Party, people were upset with police and prosecutors, so no one liked me. Now that there's a felon running, it's kind of cool to have a tough prosecutor. I just saw a picture from a year ago when I was doing, we'll talk about it. Have some cast members on the show, but when I did Forum, I was losing 10 pounds a week from stress and not eating. And I saw myself on camera filming these episodes, and I was like, gosh, you look like Donald Trump. You morbidly obese, old, pasty white, bad man with bad posture. I don't have a daughter to fuck like him. But yeah, I mean, let's just go back to that. When I went to Argentina with my sibs, my brother, my sister, when we took mom home, you know, we were talking as a family about stuff that like you just don't talk about it. And I was like, you guys, I need to ask you something. Did mom ever talk to you about politics? Like, why do we virtually agree on virtually everything? Because we never talked about it. We were never sat down. We were never taught. I mean, the birds and the bees, like we'd never learned that. Money, you don't talk about that. This whole time, I thought I was having hot sex 9 times a day. Turns out that's called masturbating. I'm going to have to try it the other way. Late in life. That's what this podcast is about. Making your dreams come true. Laverne and Shirley. We're gonna do it. You don't have to fuck yourself, Scott. There are other desperate people. Some of them are blind and they won't mind looking at your body. Just kidding, even the blind. Helen Keller. Fuck, she won't touch me. But it's weird to just be like, wow. That was another thing too. So my pops died, you know, a few years back too, and I was kind of involved very intimately about all that, and it was kind of weird and sort of like the thing you don't talk about, you know. It's like, and then they're gone, and we never talked about politics. But I do remember in 7th grade we did the rice baby. So I know there's like versions of this in other regions of the country. I think people do like an egg, like on a spoon, like to put an egg on a spoon. For me, in rich Orange County, where I grew up, please. Everyone's like, you grew up in Orange County? You must be rich. I'm like, you must be fucking retarded. I had a rice baby, and basically it's like for a week, you have to take care of this thing like it's a child. I guess they were training us for teen pregnancy. I was 12. I'd have to learn about babies when I'm 12. So I had a rice baby, and basically Mrs. L. Bogan was my quest teacher. I called her... Look, we all recognize me from television, right? I'm a star. I come up with really clever things, like Mrs. L. Bogan was like also the PE teacher, and she was just so dykey and manly, and so I called her Mrs. Les Bogan. Yeah. Currently seeking representation for writing. In 4th grade, there was a teacher in elementary school named Mr. Ozing. He was very large and sweaty, like me. And he had these like clouds of like sperm that would fly out of the corners of his mouth. And so I called him Oozing Ozing. That was a good one too. There was a 5th grade teacher named Mrs. Higuchi. Mrs. Higuchi, we called her Mrs. Huge and Juicy. That was pretty solid too. I'm pretty good at comedy. It's weird that I'm not famous. Another thing too is like, liberals are crybabies and they're snowflakes. Really? Big Bird, Mr. Potato Head's cock, the green M&M's slutty boots, you know, it's like, oh, they changed her. Remember Tucker Carlson? The green M&M used to be so hot. Now she's not. They took her boots away. What else do Republicans cry about? Big Bird, Elmo, drag queen story time. I mean, I guess you would call it drag queen story time last night. Donald Trump wears more makeup than all drag queens combined. Also, can we just make prostitution legal, finally? Can we cut the shit? It's like with weed. Fuck off. Let's just make prostitutes, let's make it legal. Can't people just fuck who they want to fuck? Do we care? The only fucking that I find odd is Republicans fucking children. Donald Trump grabbing his daughter's tits on camera and going, if I didn't marry my 3 previous wives. She does have great tits. So why don't you just fuck who you want to fuck? That's what I want to say. So that was fucking nuts. Another thing that's nuts is Top Thrill Dragster is a roller coaster. It sounds like a giant dildo. I'm working on it. Patent pending. Top Thrill Dragster is a world famous roller coaster. It's over 400 feet tall. It's like first to go over 100 miles an hour. I've been dreaming of it forever to go on it. Back when I went on Top Thrill the first time, God, 2016, I think, 17. I used to work at a big company called AT&T. And AT&T went real corporate after the iPhone. So I got a job at Singular Wireless. Do you guys remember Singular? I was so fucking broke and poor. I was working at a restaurant, California Pizza Kitchen. There was a manager that I was really I was friends with like all my bosses. I had this weird boundaries thing. We're going to talk about that. We're also talking about a lot of mental health stuff, right? So we talked about projection last week, how I'm the master of projection, like the world is my IMAX screen. I'm like, I hate myself, so I'm going to pretend you do. And now it's true. People hate me. The day I got my training, well, so I remember just having my phone shut off all the time. Do you guys remember like weekend and minutes? Remember there's like night and weekend minutes and then like mobile to mobile. There was a $39.99 package with 450 anytime minutes, unlimited mobile to mobile minutes, and unlimited nights and weekends. And nights were 9 p.m. to 5 a.m., right? And I was just always going. I used to have friends back then. I had a life. I had friends. I used to have birthday parties. And I would just cry alone on the toilet, eating corn dogs. Why am I fat? You'd think if I'm shitting all day. No, it stays. So my manager was like, you should get a job where my friend works. It's Singular. You get a free cell phone and like insurance. I was like, sold. So I applied for the job. And I remember getting, the like offer letter. It was FedEx to my door. This is 2006. FedEx to my door. Open it. It was like, congratulations, here's your offer. And I remember I called I was like, Mama, someone's taking me seriously, Mama. What's health insurance? And I was all pumped. I thought my life was going to change because at that time, since we're looking back and laughing, that's like the whole plot of the show, right? Time to look back and laugh. I had done this show. I wrote a musical based on the dildo arrest that I told in episode 1. It ran for 12 weeks here in LA at the Comedy Central stage. Very silly, very stupid, but it was too much. I have a tendency to bite off more than I can chew. I refuse to ask for help. I have something to prove for some reason. And my life fell apart. I mean, I lost friends. I was in a relationship that went to shit. Everything went to shit. And so I was like, I need to fix my life. So I got a job at Singular Wireless. The first day of training, the people were an hour late. And they walk in like, everyone, sorry we're late. We're about to change the world. We have this new thing. We're merging with AT&T. And I was like, what? And they're like, yeah, just imagine it. Imagine a world where you go shopping, but it's for DSL service. Well, that just gets my dick hard. And they were like, we're announcing a new thing called the iPhone. Huh? What? Back then we had iPods, right? And they were like, it's an iPod, but we're going to put it in a phone because everyone has phones now. So AT&T was going to be the first and only provider that had this iPhone for 1 year exclusive, right? So all the customers from T-Mobile and Cricket and Ryan Reynolds, whoever the fuck, and everyone came over, and it's all crazy. And then I got the job at AT&T. I moved to LA. I remember going. This is an inside joke Tommy boy here in the booth will maybe get. I was so optimistic that getting a job at big corporate America, and no offense, I know people that still work there. It's not a bad, look, it's great. For me, it just sucked the life out of me, but I also garnered some of the best friendships I could ever imagine. I learned a lot, and I also got a free fucking cell phone. It was a Friday afternoon. I just got out of cell phone store graduation, and they were like, it was like being inaugurated in the office. They're like, now go forth and distribute wireless service to America. And I got on my car from Orange County in Cerritos, and I was like, I'm going to go introduce myself to my new professional life. I'm a good driver. I use hand signals. Do you remember those? What are they? That's like, is that stop? And that's like left. And this is like, fuck yeah, you got some hot ass last night, boy? That's that one. Anyway, I walk into the store. It's empty. There are 3 guys there. RN, my husband. Oops. Oh my God. People think he's married to a woman. Fuck. I always fuck things up. Aryan, Brian, and Matt Pitchko. Rest in peace, Matt. Everyone's dropping dead, you guys. What the fuck? I walk in, and these 3 dudes, and if you work there, imagine me thinking, now I'm the jaded, fat, angry guy. Back then, I was like, I thought my life was going to change, and I was just going to have insurance, and like wear a suit and a tie, and have a dog and a cigar, and, go eat some dogs and cats, and fuck my daughter.
If Ivanka weren't my daughter, I'd be dating her.
I walk in, and these 3 dudes who I later got to know really well, but I look back and it was so pathetic. And Arya and I used to talk about it all the time. He's like, remember that fucking day and you came in? And when you walked, so I walk in and I go, hi, I'm the new trainee and I'm real excited to work for AT&T. And then it was just short Persian guy, giant, like Nazi looking white dude, and like a big black guy with glasses who would do this all the time with his glasses. And you have RN who's like, what, bro? Bro. What, bro? Bro. Bro. What, bro? That's why we got married. Whew. Still hot and bothered over that. And I remember turning around and leaving the store and going, they're going to like pants me. They're going to like, when you like would pull up someone's underwear up their ass, the wedgie thing. I just felt like, God, I really embarrassed myself. Oh, boy, I'm gonna have some eggs and toast and read the newspaper with 1.2 dogs and a white picket fence and I'm not miserable and I'm not depressed and I don't have mental health problems and I don't drink too much. All these things. Oops. So pathetic. I remember being like, okay. And this was me when I left. This was me when I left the building, but I want to show you both sides of it, okay? So you're Aryan, Brian Coleman, and Matt Pitchko. Hi, everyone. I just graduated from AT&T training. I'm so glad to be part of the team. Take care now, and strive for 5. This was my end of it. Okay, strive for 5. I'm gonna fucking kill myself. What's the fastest way to kill myself? Oh, the 10 is right there. The Marina Del Rey Freeway and the 405. All I have to do is just jerk my steering and just fly over, and I'll just be, I love roller coasters, and woo! And then some shitty Corolla is just gonna land on, some sewage truck, and then they'll be like, fat Super Bowl actor dies in shitstorm crash. God. Speaking of shitstorm crash, we didn't get to it last week, but I want to talk about it. I'm a tense motherfucker. I hold everything in. It's like, I gotta get a massage. I used to be allergic to human touch. When I came out of my mom, I was just all red. They couldn't figure it out. I'm allergic to human touch. Yeah, now I like it. I like to be brutalized. I started going to the chiropractor. April. What's up, April? You'll meet April. She works on the show. I just went through puberty. Finally, Jesus. Maybe I'll have a pube now. Let me check. Yeah, there's a couple down there. April used to go to the chiropractor a lot because when we worked at Disneyland, she was a Mickey Mouse and she got her ass kicked. And she fucked up her neck, like lawsuit. And they fucked her so hard, dude. Not the good way. April, my whole life was like, you have bad posture. You have low self-esteem. You don't take care of yourself. All you eat is garbage. You don't sleep. You fill your body with poisons and preservatives. Blah, blah, blah. Finally went to the chiropractor in 2015. Can't stop. Go every week. Addicted. Then I was like, well, let's jump right into massages, It's like going to first base and they're like, all right, let's just double fist now. You just go from A to Z. I got a massage this weekend. It was brutalizing. It hurt so bad. She dug so deep. My hips turned out to be my hips. And she was like doing that. And then I just couldn't take the pain. It just hurt so good. And then she's like, roll over. She was like 109, 110 years old. Roll over. And I'm like, oh, it kind of woke me up. And I go like that. And I'm hard. And it's like, that's weird. That doesn't happen in front of others. And I didn't know what to do. And I was a little groggy and I was like, whatever. So I'm face down. I have a 99-year-old woman who's 4 feet tall with the strength of like The Rock. Sorry, everyone. That's Dwayne Johnson, my co-star in my Zoa energy drinks commercial. So she's like, roll over. And I go like this. I'm like, oh no, oh god, oh no, oh fuck, oh shit. So I just stay down and she's like, roll over. It's like, so I'm like, well, huh? Meanwhile, I'm like pushing I'm like, maybe if I like push it down, and there's not much there. That's the problem. All you hung people, there's a, right? You can do that, but if it's that, there's nowhere for it to go. And so I was like, if I roll over, there's going to be a Pez dispenser sticking up, and I don't want that to happen. And so I was like, okay, well, what is she going to do to my front? I mean, all the pain is there. My balls are in my back, as I said. And so I'm like, well, so I just was like, I'm the customer. I'm always right. So I just kind of stay down, and she just starts to pull me over. I'm like, oh God. So she kind of turns me, and I'm like, to the side. Roll over. So I'm like, fine, she's gonna win. She's gonna win. I respect women, and I respect the elderly. So I'm like, okay. So can you see me if I'm like, I don't know what's happening. So I'm like, okay. I roll over and then I do that. I kind of like sit up. And then she leans me down. So obviously when you're trying to hide your small erection, what do? You compensate. So I'm like, okay. So my legs went up. So she moves my leg. This was me. Hiding my boner. Finally, she just does this. Puts her hand on my chest, hand on my feet, and just pushes me down like that, both ends. And she goes, it's just blood. It's just blood. Thank you, Eartha Kitt from Beyond the Grave, for explaining what an erection is.
It's just blood.
Yeah, it's my blood. Splattered on the back wall after I fucking kill myself. So I'm working at AT&T. We get this new manager named Scott. I'm not going to say the whole name. But that's when you could see things getting really corporate. They started, the 1 year expiration of the iPhone contract expired, and then like the other providers could get it as well. And that's when AT&T is like, well, now we're just going to cut commission. No more commission. Fuck you. And new management started coming in. We had this manager named Cece who, my God, she would just call me drunk at 4 a.m. and we would talk and get breakfast. And I kind of got away with a lot of bad job performance because she just liked me a lot. They were trying to get her out, right? Because like tenure and stuff. And the thing about youngsters, right, is they don't know anything. So this piece of shit, 19 feet tall, pastier than I am, right out of college, his first job. So this tween, this prepubescent little child who, has never even shaved with a razor with a blade on it, is talking to me about how to do my job. And I remember like, this is how corporate it got. So if you don't understand like regulatory things and how the internet works and all that crap, the government, to be fair, and attempts to be fair, zoned the country up, right? Back in the day, and like, okay, this is your land, and this is your land, and this is your land, and you can sell internet here. But that's why a lot of people go, I fucking hate Spectrum. God damn it. I fucking hate AT&T. God damn it. You don't have a choice. It's their territory. So if you live in an AT&T zone, you have no choice. If you live in a Spectrum zone, Time Warner, whatever the fuck they're called, you have no choice. And we worked in Venice, Marina del Rey, whatever, on the west side, which was a Verizon area. You can't get AT&T landline services there for like 25 miles in any direction. So if you didn't meet your land, because again, they bought out Singular cell phone service so they could make it a all service thing. So it's like, well, it's not just cell phones, it's going to be internet and cable, and now it's like home alarms and like breast augmentation. They do everything now. One-stop shop. Get your tits done and then post it to your Insta. We're going to do it at the end of this episode. I need some followers. My tits look good right now. Got them waxed. We'd have these boot camps at 5 a.m. 5 fucking a.m. Don't meet your quota. 5 a.m. boot camp. Got to learn how to sell. So me and my lifelong insomnia, and at that time I was starting medication stuff. I just couldn't move and I couldn't sleep. And 5 a.m. She's like, well, Scott, you didn't hit your quota. I was like, Scott, you didn't fucking grow a pubic hair yet. That's not funny. I already made that joke to myself. So I remember going, hey, Scott, how am I supposed to sell things that are literally not available to sell where I work? And he goes, again, stupid people who don't know anything will believe anything, right? Especially in corporate America. He's like, oh, so you mean to tell me you don't have a day off? You don't have days off? You could go knock door to door in the Mojave Desert. He told me to go to the Mojave Desert on my days off if I was really committed to doing well at my job. And at that point in time, I was like, you can go fuck yourself. If your dick's long enough to reach, congratulations. Rewind to my tragic boner massage story for more on that penis envy. Self-diagnosed at age 5 with penis envy. That's why I shower fully clothed in the dark. So anyway, you know me, I'm a fucking blabbermouth, and people know, they're like, okay, Scott likes food, politics, yelling, projecting on to others, no doubt, Britney. We haven't even touched Britney yet. Jesus fucking Christ. Roller coasters, top thrill. He knew, based on listening to me talking to people, I'm like, one day I'm going to go on that roller coaster at South. So I went on the roller coaster. My brother, been several times. I was like, man, so it's such a tall ride that the wind there and Cedar Point in Ohio is on a peninsula. It's fucking breathtaking. It's the most stunning, beautiful. The people are nice. It's windy. So a lot of times the train doesn't make it, and rolls back. It's called a rollback. And I remember being in line with my brother the first time we went. There were 3 rollbacks in a row. So they shut the ride down. And I was like, one day I'm going to have a rollback. I'm going to have a rollback. It's like a dream. So Scott. I remember I sold I had someone from acting class who lives in Burbank. I'm like, will you come to my store, please? So I can activate a fucking internet account and like get this fucking asshole off my back. So my friend drives to Burbank. Hi, do you guys sell internet? Yes. Do you live nearby? No, I live in the valley. Why are you here? Because you made me. Because your boss is a cunt. And so I'm like, Scott, I sold a DSL. And he goes, great. I had a rollback, Scott. And this was me typing in like the customer feedback. Corporate America feedback, Striper 5. Scott, I had a rollback. How do you know what that is? How do you know what a roll? He fucking taunted me with going. He experienced a rollback. I'll never let that go. Fast forward to like a couple years ago, a woman was waiting in line. A piece of the, it's not funny. A piece of the track, a little piece of the brake thing, it came off. It detached and it fell down into the queue and it hit a woman in the head and ripped her head open and she almost died. So they shut the ride down for like almost 2 years. Makes sense, right? You want to figure out what's going on. Time for a refurb. So they announce Top Thrill 2. A little on the nose with the name, but hey, if you can make Fast and Furious 94, I guess Top Thrill 2 is fine. And they added, you guys, I can't deal. They added an extra tower. So here's Top Thrill Dragster. You launch 125 miles an hour, you go up 425 feet, and then you spiral down. That's the ride. It's like a 15-second ride. There you go. What they did was they corrected the problem with gravity and air and like inertia problems and the shit. They fucking, you guys. So they add another 425-foot spike. Okay. And here's what they do. They add in, also they change the launch system from the cable to magnetic launch. We'll talk. We're going to have some roller coaster cross-pollination with some roller coaster podcasts that I follow. So what they did, you go, you launch, but not the full 120, right? You go about 80. They built in a rollback on purpose. They built in my dream. That Scott, Scott, you finally got a commission-based sale? I had a rollback. That's so cunning. Oh, wait, I left out the T. Cunting. Don't taunt me with my dream, you piece of shit. And then he went and like left and he works. I don't know what he's doing now. So you go up, you get a rollback on purpose. Roll back. But then there's a launch built in to hurl you backwards. Then you go backwards up the new 400-foot tower, right? You get that weightlessness. Then you drop down. Then you get into back to our regularly scheduled launch to fly up. And this time it's that full speed. So there's no way you can't make it. So you get the rollback, you get it backwards, you get it up, you get it down, you get it fast, you get it up and over. I bought an all parks pass to go ride Top Thrill 2. I had this whole trip planned. It opened. I know a few people that went on it. It's supposedly just awesome. And 5 days after it opened, they shut it down and they're like, oh, we have to like redesign some stuff. And it turns out, and so they're like, it's going to be open in a month, and it was 2 months, and it's 3 months, and then it's like, yeah, 2025. So I don't know what happened. What happens to the biggest fucking roller coaster project of the year in the world? And after 5 days, they shut it down. We know from watching like cameras. I have that kind of time. I watch the weather cameras because it's on a peninsula. You can watch and you can see off in the distance. Like, so I watch them. You could see them testing. They were taking seats off the trains. They were taking the wheels off. The word is that it was just too much force that it was cracking the wheels on the train. So they've been doing different tests on different trains to see which fix would work. And I guess none of them worked. And so now they've closed it back down and I didn't get to go on my trip. I'm not going to make a big deal about it. I'm not. Because I have grown up and I finally understand that we can't always get everything we want in life. And if we don't throw a tantrum and don't launch a podcast to air your grievances publicly, because no one will answer your phone calls anymore, Scott. Because you ramble, Scott. You talk too much, Scott. You drunk dial too much, Scott. Anyway. This Gatorade's been in my trunk since the 80s. It's so hot. It's like drinking hot caramel sauce. Delicious. So when I was conceiving the show, I was like, what other stupid bullshit can I put in there? And I was like, I'm so melodramatic that I think everything is a crisis and an ordeal. I almost think that I'm addicted to chaos and I create it to thrive. I don't know how to relax. That's something we're going to be talking about. And I was like, I need like the Commissioner Gordon bat phone from like the original Batman series. Because when that phone rings, it's Batman. It's urgent. It's important. And I was like, since I'm doing the Acme buzzer thing and I'm doing like fake interviews, I kind of want to have a Commissioner Gordon bat phone so that I can have like these urgent, dramatic phone calls with whoever. I'm sorry, whomever. I didn't go to college. The whom and the whoever still throws me off. Heather's going to be on the show, you guys. Look. I have a handful of people I've known since my family would be included in that, but my stalker and then my friends, I've known since I was 7. So you're talking your whole life. It's like Heather's coming on, April's going to be on. It's going to be crazy. I don't remember what I was talking about. It's fine. Oh, the bat phone. Yeah. So I was like, I have to do it. Again, I love tight, deep holes. And rabbits have them. I found a Commissioner Gordon bat phone. Of course I did. So I have a Commissioner Gordon bat phone. It's actually a replica. So I have the cloche and whatever. So we're going to have like calls and live calls. I grew up on like talk radio and stuff. So we're going to have like callers call in. The number is 900 OK Loon. So it's going to be a fun trip down memory lane. We'll talk about a lot of crazy shit, as you can tell. I just wanted to see if I could come in here and just riff and not plan anything. The answer is no, so we're not going to ever do this again. And in fact, I think he just quit. Wonder if I could figure out how to push a button, because I don't know what else the fuck he does in there. All right. Anything else I can throw in? I think I have like 2 more minutes. Oh, you know what we're going to do, too? We're going to do some karaoke in studio. That's super fun. I also am obsessed with like late night. So there's a lot of like late night stuff. We're going to have an in-studio DJ. It's the ultimate Easter egg. A couple of you know the gag already. I'm really excited about it. It's the dumbest shit you've ever seen in your fucking life. But yeah, so we're having an in-studio DJ and we have interactions and stuff. I'm really excited about it. It's so silly and so stupid. And it's very sweet. It's an ode to, a loved one. Yeah, so let's just fucking call this a wrap. Thomas has to go visit my birthplace and the home of Columbine. It's so weird I was born where Columbine was. And in fact, I had a roommate who lived in Colorado. And when he interviewed to move into the room, he's like, I'm from Colorado. I'm like, oh, wow, where? He's like, I was in Aurora. I was at the movie theater where the Aurora shooting happened during the Batman thing. I was like, oh, God. Well, I was born in Littleton. He's like, you would have gone to Columbine if you grew up there. I was like, you're obsessed with fucking mass shootings, bro. But so am I. Don't shoot each other. Here's the rules of the podcast. Fuck who you want, as long as they make you come really good. Good night. And don't shoot people. And don't forget to spay and neuter your Republican. I'll see you guys next week. I gotta go work the booth now because he fucking quit his job. Because how do you work this thing?